Denim manufacturing enters a critical phase after the sewing floor, as garments move into industrial machines for chemical and mechanical finishing. This process determines the specific color tone, the softness of the hand feel, and the final shrinkage percentage of the entire order. A common error in sourcing occurs when buyers select a wash based exclusively on aesthetic mood boards or seasonal trend reports. This approach overlooks the physics of the laundry, ignoring how the specific fabric weight and dye type will react to industrial processing. Omitting a technical compatibility check increases the probability of fabric damage and produces inconsistent shading across the bulk production. Treating the wash as a technical engineering tolerance is necessary to protect the profitability of the brand. To understand why production often deviates from the original sample, we have to look at the typical journey from concept to bulk. This chart illustrates the divergent paths between the design intent and the physical realities of the factory floor. On the factory execution path, the washing process physically alters the integrity of the denim through chemical and abrasive force. On the fabric reality path, different raw materials, even those with similar weights, react unpredictably to those identical treatments. These variables converge at the end of the line, creating an unpredictable impact on your final profit margin. Protecting profitability requires you to map the chosen wash directly to your brand's specific risk capacity and price tier. We can evaluate the 3 dominant denim washes using a systematic framework based on your specific production requirements. This matrix compares each wash across 4 metrics: aesthetic impact, fabric requirements, rejection risk, and the cost factor. The enzyme wash creates a soft hand feel and a clean, consistent finish across the garment. Because it uses enzymes rather than heavy abrasion, the production outcomes are consistent, resulting in low factory rejection rates. The trade-off is that this clean finish lacks the high contrast or vintage differentiation required for more fashion-forward markets. Enzyme washes provide a stable margin for mainstream retail basics, but they do not support the styling of a premium price point. For the budget and mass market tiers, sourcing strategy is primarily driven by the lowest possible unit cost. In this segment, the light stone wash serves as the baseline treatment. This process delivers a subtle, faded look with very low processing time in the machines, keeping the cost factor minimal. This minimal processing level anchors the product's perceived value within the budget tier. A common sourcing mistake is attempting to achieve a premium heavy wash look while using budget tier fabrics. Over-processing low-tier materials destroys the fabric's integrity, often leading to a total loss of the production run. High-contrast treatments, such as acid or heavy washes, are designed specifically for fashion-forward brands. These washes provide the striking aesthetic results that support premium retail pricing. The matrix shows the trade-off for this aesthetic: significantly higher rates of fabric thinning, seam loss, and factory rejection. To survive this abrasion, the base fabric must have a high GSM, or grams per square meter. Heavy washes require exceptionally dense yarn to remain durable after processing. If you pair aggressive chemical washes with low GSM fabrics to save money, the threads begin to snap under the stress of the machine. This results in torn panels and seam failures, which can lead to the loss of your entire sourcing investment. Premium aesthetics require premium base materials and a business model structured to absorb higher unit costs and failure rates. When sourcing denim, you must accept that achieving 100% identical results across a bulk run is a physical impossibility. The volatile nature of chemical and mechanical washing creates minor differences between individual garment panels. Even top-tier factories cannot prevent slight shade variations from occurring between different production batches. Relying on verbal descriptions or digital photos creates an unreliable standard for quality control during the sampling phase. Without physical reference points, you will find it difficult to resolve disputes with sourcing agents over quality inconsistencies. Successful buyers focus on establishing strictly defined, acceptable ranges of variation rather than demanding perfect replication. To manage these risks, you need a protocol to verify your production before the bulk wash begins. This checklist outlines the material checks required to prevent batch failure. First, verify your fabric GSM and yarn quality. Then, request a physical wash swatch. Third, approve a full sample garment. A swatch alone is not enough to identify potential seam damage or pocket failures. Finally, define the acceptable shade variation range and personally review the first bulk wash lot. Do not authorize a full production run until these physical references are locked in and approved. Mastering the complexities of denim sourcing means aligning your visual goals with your brand's specific tolerance for supply chain risk.